Hear you now.
Okay.
Hey, folks. All right. We are live on the TD Report. We got my man Dave. Go ahead, Dave. Welcome. Bring it in home, Dave.
Welcome to the TD Report. I'm your host, David Combs, here with Jody Coleman. How you doing, Jody?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Doing great. We're gonna go to you first. Want to get Tony Kennedy in here. Hey, TK, how's our boy Brody doing, real quick?
Really well, man.
Great. Shout out to Brody Meadows and the family, Mrs. Meadows, and everybody down there at Tech. Jody, big news in the NFL, man. Let's talk NFL draft, and then we can move on to some Jalen Hurts. Big news there. But let's talk draft since you let us in on that. What have you got for us today?
well, I did a couple pieces on the TD report. Check it out.
Go there. Get there, everybody. Hit those links.
Hey, get there. Check it out. The last piece I did was on cornerbacks. And you know what, Dave, man, this cornerback crop is going to be a very intriguing crop because I think they're all solid. The guys that we think are going to be the best may not be the best. Like we knew last year, Sauce Gardner was going to be the best corner. He proved he was the best corner. And this
Oh, without a
draft,
doubt. No question.
no question. Actually, a lot of people are rating him as the best corner in football already. Yeah, I mean,
He's coming for his money. He coming for his money.
definitely. But I think this year, because my favorite cornerback out of the draft is Joey Porter Jr. But it could be Joey Porter Jr. It could be Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon, or it could be the kid out of Illinois. It could be Devin Witherspoon. Any of those guys could be the first one off the board. But there's some other guys in there is really intriguing. The kid Forbes from Mississippi State, a guy that ran a 4.38 40. We still got Keelan Ringo from Georgia. Let's not forget about him. He had the game-clinching interception return for a touchdown in the national championship game 2 years ago. So let's not. He ran a 4.3 in the combine. So that's
Okay.
what I'm looking at defensive backs.
Now we're not in traditional Big Ten country, but we do sit with. I'm in the state of Maryland right now. Talk to us about what Maryland's cornerbacks did at the combine and how they're looking at in the draft.
Well, first and foremost, Devontae Banks, that kid ran a 4.3, I think a 4.3 4.40, if I'm not mistaken. And then they had another guy that I think is going to be a steal in the third or fourth round. He ran another four. Both of them ran under 4.40s. So I think Banks is going to be a guy that can definitely go in the first round. I think Banks is going to be, I don't see him falling no further than the late second round, but he's going to pay big dividends as soon as he get there.
I think he's a guy that I think the Maryland guys that did themselves a lot of help, at the combine. They interviewed well, showed out well on the field, and I expect big things from those guys. So a lot of our readership and listenership are Terp fans, and they definitely want to hear more about that. I'm going to probably hit you up. We'll probably get a little more from them, just a little more focus. But as far as Joey Porter Jr., and I would say this about all corners coming out, are these guys physical enough to handle that transition from college to pro?
But you know what? I believe so because the cornerback position is more finesse than it's ever been because you don't look at cornerbacks like we did back in the day. Back in the day, we wanted cornerbacks that can come and run support, and we don't really talk about that a lot now because it's a passing league. So you don't really pick a cornerback to tackle. You pick a cornerback to be able to cover that extra second, to be able to cover one-on-one outside the numbers, or to be able to cover that slot receiver. So a lot of these corners physically don't have the demand that they used to have back in the day when you had Darrell Green who would stop the run because, the NFC East was a very run-heavy team. And that organ, down in that, they ran the ball a lot with New York and Philadelphia. So right now, the cornerbacks don't have to be as physical. as they used to be. I think they just got to be more finesse and be able to cover guys. That's why speed kills, because you got to be able to cover those athletic, fast wide receivers, because now you got the mobile quarterback, as Tony always alluded to. Hey, you better be able to run, because them quarterbacks can run. So that's why guys that are big edge rushers and D tackles are faster and leaner, and them cornerbacks got to be able to cover just a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, move that pocket. Hey, TK, let me bring you in here. Tony, the evolution of the cornerback position. These guys, as Jody said, have to be more angular, even more athletic, a little bit faster, maybe not as big and physical at coming up and run support. They still have to be able to do some tackling. What do you think is that happy medium as far as how these guys are going to be coached, looking at the caliber of wide receivers that are coming out these days?
Well, let's get it done first. First, guys, defensive backs at a disadvantage. We have one of our best defensive backs who just checked in on my live. His name Mitch Dove. He's from Gaithersburg. Mitch played at Churchill. His cousin was Boo Boo Palmer, and he just slapped. When you start talking about DB, he came in real good DB. Played with me at Virginia Tech. First, guys, what you have to realize, the defense are at a disadvantage now in the NFL. Okay, so saying that, those guys just got to be able to cover long enough, because you really can't cover that long. I mean, really, let's be honest. There are too many Sauce Gardners of the world. He probably is, Jody, the best cornerback in the league right now.
Wow.
Based upon how he plays.
That's amazing.
And what they ask him to do. It's so hard, because the rules are messed up against those guys. They can't do anything. They can't barely touch you. They can't do this. They can't do that. And it's kind of unfair. And, for wide receivers and everything like that. But, like you said, the size, all your corners is based off who you going against wide receivers in your division. You draft to who's in your division first. That's how you draft. You remember the old rule, the big, tall Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper. So we got the Taylor at Philly and Vincent, Troy Vincent,
Bob and Taylor, right?
And all them. Yeah, I mean, you draft on who, who's in your division, and I mean, and that's probably, I think, what they be talking about, like big nickel, buffalo nickel. That position was actually created by the Cowboys back in the day when they had to go against Buffalo. Bill Belichick looked at it a little bit, but the Cowboys actually created that when they had to go against Buffalo, when they had to take Godfrey Miles and all them out, and they had to put in, another safety.
Thomas Everett.
Yeah, Thomas Everett and Sharp and Kenny and all of them. Yeah, so that it's been years, but now that's a standard defense. So you got to be able to cover. From all the way from the tight end all the way back to the corners. Hell, I don't even know how they do it now, Jody, because it seems like you need 4 good corners on the field at all times. I mean, to me,
you better have 4 good corners on your roster, because these wide receiver packages are coming out where you've got third wide receivers that are putting up some pretty damn good numbers, and you can get yourself busted up pretty bad if you don't do something about that. Now, Jody, we've talked about some of the guys that you saw at the Combine. Aside from Joey Porter Jr., you were down on the field. Tell me one of these corners that you saw with your own 2 eyes, boots on the ground, that you said, damn, this kid looks good.
I'm going to go, the guy that ran the fastest 40 time was DJ Turner, the second from Michigan. I saw this guy run a blazing, 4.2, 6.40.
Damn.
And I remember him at the University of Michigan, because their rivals with Ohio State Buckeyes, and he played very good. You gotta think he's battle tested. This guy is definitely battle tested. He played against Jackson Smith-Njigba. He played against Marvin Harrison Jr. He played against some of the best players in the country. And the last 2 years, Michigan did beat Ohio State the last 2 years. So he played, you know, he played a very, very pivotal role against those receiver packages. So I like that'll be a steal in the second round. A kid that you would get in the second round, you'd be like, oh man, where did this kid come from?
Mhm.
So that's one of the guys I saw on the field. Like, yeah, this guy is passing the eye test. Keelan Ringo of Georgia. I don't know why he fell on a lot of people's boards because he didn't do well against Marvin Harrison Jr. But other than that, that kid he could be a potential lockdown corner. And Cam Smith from South Carolina. Cam Smith from South Carolina, man. Watch out for that name. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a late first rounder, I believe. And then last, I'm telling you, that kid right there can play some football. And then another kid I like is Jalen Jones from Texas A&M.
Jalen Jones from Texas A&M. Did you have him in your mock draft?
Yeah, I got him on the mock draft. I got him as a steal, a sleeper. I got him as a sleeper because when the season first ended, a lot of people had him as a top 5 corner. I still believe he was a top 5 corner after seeing him at the combine. But like I said, he'll be a sleeper because a lot of teams are backing off of him for whatever reason. He had a good showing at the combine. He did decent at the combine. He didn't blow anybody away. You know, Dave, it wasn't like he blew anybody away, but I think a kid getting into the right system, he's very good against the nickel. And that's what a lot of teams need. And, you know, they're creating a Pro Bowl position just for nickel players. If you remember the kid from Indianapolis, Moore, number 23, he ended up making a Pro Bowl because he covered the nickel. So I think they're starting to expand on that cornerback position and not just making it a guy that can cover outside the numbers.
Something interesting to talk about as the game, continues to evolve. A lot of us old school dudes think that the game is not going to change. Certain things about the game don't change, but how coaches approach it, how they coach it, that's going to be what separates the great teams from the good teams. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Jody, you and I have talked many, many times. We've been very passionate about Lamar Jackson and about the respect or lack of respect that he's getting in Baltimore. Let's talk about some good news. Jalen Hurts got his respect today, signing a $255 million total deal over 5 years, with the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations to him, and his agent. Did a great job on his deal. Now, there are some time constraints involved here. Philadelphia needed to get this deal done as much as Jalen Hurts. Tell us why.
Say again.
I was saying Jalen Hurts wanted to get this deal done as much as the Eagles wanted to get it done. But why did the Eagles want to get it done so badly?
Well, the Eagles wanted to get it done so badly because Jalen Hurts proved himself. Jalen Hurts went on the field and he proved himself. But what I want to make a mention before we go any further is 6 of the top 7 quarterbacks are African American quarterbacks. 6 of the top 7 quarterbacks in the NFL right now are the highest paid at that position. That's
amazing.
We would have never heard about that in the 80s. We would have never heard about. First of all, we didn't even have 7 African American quarterbacks starting in the 80s. Now we got 6 or 7 quarterbacks Sony, that are the highest paid. Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, introduced Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson,
Dak Prescott.
Those guys are the highest paid quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
And Dak. He's still one of the highest paid.
If you want to go top 10, you add Dak Prescott to that. So you got potentially 8 out of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL are at the highest paid are African American quarterbacks. So I already knew that Jalen Hurts was going to break the bank when he came in. I knew it because remember what I said on the show? I said they should have got this deal done last year. They wouldn't have to pay so much, but they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because they didn't believe in him. He had to go prove that he was worth what they paid him, and he is. The kid
took him to a Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl, but he has one of the best personalities I've ever seen. not from just a quarterback or NFL, but he has one of the best personalities
Yes, he is.
I've ever seen.
Dak is one of the highest paid. No, I was hitting somebody on here. Listen, y'all know how I feel about these deals. Let's explain something to everyone. The largest contract per year is Hurts. It's 51. It's also the largest contract out. It's 255. But the highest guaranteed is still Watson at 230. So it's a difference when you hear people say guaranteed versus over the 5 years of the contract. Watson, I love what Hurts did. But if you had to ask me, I want Watson's deal because Watson's deal is guaranteed. All he got to do is wake up and take a you-know-what and brush his teeth and keep it moving, pimping. And he got his money. So those are the differences of the deals.
Can I say something about that, Dave? Before you go on, I like Jalen Hurts' deal just as much as Deshaun Watson, and the reason why is Jalen Hurts is so young. This is not going to be Jalen Hurts is what 25, 26 years of age.
26.
I believe that he's going to get another contract, and a lot of times you got to do the Kirk Cousins and believe in yourself. You know what I mean? That's why I like his deal, even though it's not guaranteed. It's going to be guaranteed because this is a guy that's going to prove it year in and year out. Mm-hmm. So I believe in him just like I believe in Patrick Mahomes. Everybody keeps saying Patrick Mahomes' deal isn't as great as it looks. Yes, it is. Because I can't see Patrick Mahomes getting cut.
Hey, Jody, that's great.
He's not.
In this line of business, in football, it's not baseball, it's not soccer, it's not basketball. The most you get if you're advising players, guaranteed is guaranteed. And in football, it's the one sport where nothing is guaranteed. And that is the reason why that they're going to push back against guarantees because there's the risk is so much higher in football of getting hurt. So if you can get a guarantee up front, you got to take that guarantee, buddy, because in football, it ain't guaranteed that you walk outside that door. Ask Lamar Jackson.
I'll tell you what.
Hold on, wait. Let me ask, did Aaron Rodgers make $50 million the last 2 seasons back to back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that Aaron Rodgers would have got traded after winning 2 MVPs?
Nope.
No. So the point I'm trying to make is Jalen Hurts is young enough. I understand that injury can happen at any time, but you can't even touch quarterbacks now. You can't even breathe on quarterbacks.
You can't. But again, we're talking about the risk of a game and guarantee. Right now, it's only 179, 180 guaranteed.
Okay.
Watson is 230 guaranteed. The guarantees are what you're looking for in the NFL. That's because of the risk. Now, if we were talking about basketball, well, you ain't risking a whole bunch. Hell, even baseball. I'm not gonna say hockey because that stuff is crazy there too. I'm speaking on our side of advising a player because I know from talking to JB, he was like, man, all the players wish they would have could done a little different because back then they didn't guarantee anything. Nope. Now you're starting to get a little taste of the guarantee. Started with Kirk Cousins. Was it one of it that got a guarantee? Who else got a guarantee? Or did it go from Cousins to Watson? Who were the guarantees?
Yeah.
Watson.
Cousins to Watson. But what you guys are seeing with Lamar Jackson is they're trying to blame Cleveland for a bad contract. And they're trying to set a tone to say that we can't give guarantees out in a league that never gives guarantees out. Which
right.
is BS because you can do both, but they don't want to do both.
Hurts got 180 million guaranteed, 179.9, something like that.
Right. I'm not dogging his contract. I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, 180 is not 230.
No, it's not. But look at this, TK. Joe Burrow ain't got his money yet.
Oh, Hey,
Justin Herbert. We can call his dad. Your boy ain't got his money yet. Because there ain't no way that Joe Burrow gets less. I'll say this. It's no way Joe Burrow gets less guaranteed than Watson.
Oh, no. Joe Burrow going to break the bank.
He'll get more guaranteed than Watson does. Watch. Watson got 230 guaranteed.
Yeah.
If Burrow's people are asking for anything less than 250 million guaranteed on a $400 million deal, I'll be shocked.
Somebody said,
and Herbert's going to get that too. Herbert and Burrow are going to reset the market. They're going to reset the quarterback market. Okay.
Now, hey, Greg, let me explain something to y'all, man, so we can get through this. You guys are looking at this stuff on a different thing. The GM for Cleveland was black, was he not? That signed him. Jody, what color was the GM that signed Watson? Huh?
I don't think Jody heard you.
Can you hear me, Jody?
No, he can't hear you.
He can't hear. The GM is black. And that was the biggest guaranteed contract in history. It looked like they're trying to. There's so many people who've been undercutting that GM, and there's so many people trying to get out against getting guaranteed deals, which to me is crazy. I mean, let me put this straight for you. You keep playing it safe in football, and don't put that guy behind the quarterback. I mean, behind the center, and you don't have that guy at quarterback. You're not going to win. You're not going to win in this league. Nope. You got to have that guy behind the center because they've made the rules as such where you have to score. Your quarterback has to perform because they made it easier for him because they have hurt the defense. The defense can't be the defense of 2,000 Ravens, 85 Bears, and even the 14 or 15 Broncos and Seahawks. You got to have the guy behind the center. If you don't have him and you want to play it safe, build a roster and do all that, that ain't gonna get you that may get you in the playoffs, but that ain't gonna get you nothing.
Not much.
Jody? I'm here. Can you hear us?
Jody, you're back? Okay.
Hey, so what was the GM's name? The black GM that signed Watson. What was his name?
Andrew Berry.
Andrew Berry?
Yeah.
Yeah. 99% of the owners and the other general manager calling him stupid, saying it's a stupid deal, it's messed up. To me, they trying to make a point, which is, to me, BS. Because Watson's deal is nothing but the deals that's coming up now. He just got ahead of the curve. And y'all want to sit here and say, oh, it's a bad deal. Well, Cleveland ain't got to worry about a quarterback probably for the next decade. And now they can just fill in everything around him. It's such a bad deal. I tell you what, I bet you Washington Redskins or whatever you want to call them, I bet you they would flip and take that deal right now and have their quarterback set.
They would kill for that deal right now.
They don't have the piece in the middle. See, when you have the quarterback, I can fill in the rest of the other crap. You can fill in. And if I'm wrong, Washington in our division is probably the best team top to bottom roster-wise. Why were they the only team to miss the playoffs? Because they had two or three different starting quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, that's the difference. People can argue all you want. It's a quarterback-driven league, not because the quarterbacks are the best athletes. It's because the rules say so. So I'm not going to sit and argue what we've seen. The rules are set for the quarterbacks. And if you can't see that or understand that, then you're going to be lost behind times, dog. We sitting here trying to build a roster and do that shit means nothing if you don't have a Deshaun Watson, if you don't have a Hurts or Lamar Jackson.
You know what's crazy? I know y'all made mention about Joe Burrow and how much he was going to make and Justin Herbert. I'm going to go ahead and take it a step. I'm going to take it one more step further because I think this team is going to be – they already made the playoffs last year. I think they're going to take another step this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars better get ready to pay Trevor Lawrence because I believe Trevor Lawrence is already a top 5 quarterback in his league. No,
he gonna be like this.
how? No. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal.
No,
He is,
he's
but then he gonna get every bit of the money. He gonna be just like this. Give it to me.
But they're gonna have to give him that money, because if you look at what Doug Peterson is doing with the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're underestimating the Calvin Ridley being reinstated. You already have, remember, everybody said how insane Jacksonville was to pay Christian Kirk. Oh my God. And remember,
84 million.
I told y'all, Dave, I told y'all, hey, Cody, if you can pull it, I told y'all Christian Kirk, because y'all was like, well, he didn't even, I said, when you become a number one, you get more targets. And he responded tremendously with 86 catches, over 1,100 yards, and he led, I think he had 8 touchdowns. And he led them to the playoffs.
He was great this year. He was great.
But remember, everybody kept saying that was a dumb deal and how he messed up the wide receiver market. Well, who's looking so dumb now? That's why y'all need to come watch the TD Report, because I'm tired of y'all watching ESPN and getting y'all opinions. I know.
Hey, listen. I didn't watch ESPN, and even I raised my eyebrow and said, that's a lot of money for Christian Kirk.
But, Dave, I told y'all, and I'm not saying I'm the guru or nothing like that, but I seen a lot of football, and
Come on, Jody.
Listen,
believe in yourself, man.
Listen, I'm not normally wrong when I call a player out and how good they gonna be. Tony, Tony and Dave, I met y'all and got on the TD Report. And listen, I'm tired of not getting the respect that we deserve.
Put some respect up on his name.
Listen,
talk to me, man.
I told y'all about Christian Kirk. I said that guy is going to be worth the money, and he's worth every penny. It's a lot of these other guys out here that signed that wide receiver day and ain't busted a grape. Ain't busted a grape.
You stupid, Jody.
Is that? Wait a minute. I think is that Bart Scott? Ain't bust a grape.
Ain't bust a grape.
That's Bart Scott.
Ain't bust a grape in the fruit fight. And he provided. That's why I say right now you got to look at Trevor Lawrence, Tony. Trevor Lawrence is more valuable than any other quarterback besides Joe Burrows and probably Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. He's a top 5.
Lamar Jackson is the most valuable to his team in this league. We already seen who they are without him.
He don't have a team.
Nope.
Yeah, he got a team. He belongs to them. He is the most valuable to his team because nobody can go from number 1 seed like him and go all the way out of the playoffs. Number 1 seed, and go all the way out of the playoffs.
We talk about Lamar Jackson week in and week out, and I'm a bit exhausted. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm a bit exhausted, because they don't believe. But listen, Baltimore Raven fans, listen. I don't care no more. Listen. Put your listening ears on. Y'all do not believe in that guy. I say it week in and week out, and y'all keep acting like y'all don't need him. Yep. Listen, I'm glad y'all don't need him, because we got 2 guaranteed wins in Cleveland if he don't play. We gonna bust y'all tail when y'all come to Cleveland, and we gonna bust y'all tail in y'all own stadium. Go ahead and keep playing with Lamar Jackson. And guess who else gonna bust y'all tail? The Pittsburgh Steelers gonna bust that tail. In the sense that y'all gonna go 0-6 in the NFC North if you don't go get him.
I hope Baltimore's front office know what they're doing. That's all I can
without
say.
Jackson, with Jackson, 28 points a game. Without Jackson, 12.7 a game. So y'all tell me, does the guy make a difference? You've never scored over 17 points without him. Your record is 4-8, 4-7 without him. And before he got there, see, we like to get the narrative straight. Baltimore missed the playoffs 1, 2, 3, and you were on your way to the 4th missing playoffs with a losing record until he came in and went 6-1 and won a division, and all of a sudden now he's the greatest. Baltimore fans and Baltimore people are the worst. That y'all is as bad as Washington fans. because y'all have something good and y'all don't realize it. And I'm sorry, some of those white folks in Baltimore, I wouldn't give a rat's ass. They are the most racist folks. I've heard some of the worst stuff that I've ever seen for a guy who's never been in trouble, who's never done anything. And y'all talk about this man like a dog. I wouldn't give a crap if he ever played for the Ravens again. I wouldn't give a crap if the Ravens left Maryland right now and took everything with them. They are a horrible franchise. For you remember in October 17. See, we want to go back when Ray Lewis and them kneeled in London. Y'all were the ones who were trying to get rid of their statue. We had to go down there with Ray Lewis and have a big speech in front of the statue and then go to Little Italy. And then, oh, we going to lose our season ticket. We don't care about it. We don't want. Ray Lewis made your crackhead ass city. Without Ray Lewis, you would not have a city. You would still be ranked 50, and it would still be slums in that raggedy ass place that you call a damn city. And then you're going to try to come at Ray Lewis because he kneeled peacefully? Y'all some of the most racist folks I've ever seen in my life. F Jimmy's. I don't give a shit if I ever go to y'all restaurants again. I don't care about your city. I am from DC anyway, so I don't give a shit about your city. Because what you doing right here to this man is pathetic. And I call these people out all the time. If you don't like it, F you too. I don't care because we black first. And the shit that you're doing on the internet, the stuff that you're doing in writing and all this other stuff, that's just terrible. But you'll be the first one to say, oh, race don't matter. It don't matter race. It don't do that. And I look on your Facebook page, you have no black people. And don't talk about the people you work with because that don't count. Because you don't know, you only work with them. And when the clock is up, you don't even know who they are. That's Baltimore. And I'm done with them. So whatever happened, I hope Lamar Jackson go to another. Matter of fact, I hope he stay on the team and I hope he sits out the whole year and they have to trade him.
Well, I think they're moving towards that rapidly. Even bringing in Odell Beckham Jr., I still don't see Lamar Jackson playing this year for the Ravens. I just don't. And he's what's the cap number for him this year? 31 something? 30. Something like that?
32.
32 million?
Yeah, he'd be 32.
He's sitting here watching guys getting average salaries of 40 and up. Okay. He's going to be playing for 32. So, at this point, he probably saying to himself, he might be saying to himself, I could just wait a year, let my body heal up a little
Dave,
bit.
It's so obvious. It's so terrible. And listen, I'm not passing the buck what I thought that Lamar Jackson should have had an agent. He only should have had an agent because he got to deal with that crap on the team. Mm-hmm. But I bet you if Lamar Jackson was Cody's complexion, he wouldn't be going through this shit right now. I bet you that.
Probably not.
I can bet you that. And the crap that you have to go, Jody, I'm sorry, you live over in Ohio. Everybody tells you that it's all good and everything here. We live in one of the most segregated areas in the damn country. Our neighborhoods over here are still segregated. And when blacks move in a different place, people always try to move out, but you can't get rid of us. You just can't. I'm sorry. You can't get rid of us. And now they mad because we taking over the quarterbacks. And and the Redskin fans, they ain't no better because they talking about, Sam Howell. Sam Howell ain't even gonna beat out Brissett. Brissett had the 8th highest QBR in the league last year. So you mean to tell me this dude is gonna beat out Brissett, and Brissett actually knows that offense?
Tony, I guarantee. Tony, as long as Sam Howell doesn't throw up on himself, he will be your starter in Washington.
Why would you? First of all, you're gonna start Sam Howell over a guy that you know who actually can play.
I didn't say it was the right decision. I didn't tell you it was the right decision. I'm telling you, Tony.
You're guessing on Sam. And here's what I hate about.
They are guessing.
Here's what I hate about this.
They are guessing.
In this whole area, y'all don't know shit about football. All y'all want to do, if they winning, where's the tailgate? Where's the party? Y'all don't know crap about football. And then I got my classmate who is bidding on the Washington Redskins, and everybody sitting here dogging him. Oh, he ain't got this money. He ain't got that. Y'all ain't say that about them other groups. Bank of America, I think Bank of America, a pretty big bank in this country, Dave. Are they pretty big? So
Yep.
Bank of America got his financials right now. So if he didn't have no money, Bank of America would have came back in 24 hours and said, man, this is fake. Why haven't Bank of America put out a statement and say, no, that, you know, he doesn't have $1 billion. I think Bank of America in 10 minutes can find out if you got $1 billion. Or they can find out if you got $7 billion.
It shouldn't take them that long.
It shouldn't take them that long.
It shouldn't take them that long.
But to not give a man the benefit of the doubt, why are y'all doing that to that man? Why are y'all dogging that man in disrespect? If he doesn't get it, I'm not telling you he's better than Harris Group. But when I am telling you, if somebody's offering you $1 billion more and they give you an identified clause to say, oh, we're going to get rid of all the lawsuits against you, come on now. Money's supposed to talk. Because how are you fools going to take less money and got that clause in there? Tell me what's going to happen. Tell me, how can y'all pass that up? I'm talking to the commissioner last year, and the first thing he said to me, which I thought was kind of fucked up, he said, oh, we can't give the blacks no discount. Well, when I see him this year, I'm be like, Commissioner, was that $7 billion deal a discount? Because you said that to me. Those were his words.
Washington is not going to sell for $7 billion. They're going to sell for the 6.05 or 6.1 or whatever the Josh Harris Group, is put forth. The Josh Harris Group's bid is going through at this point. It is in the league office, and now the NFL's ownership finance committee is going to do the reviewing of that particular offer. As far as Brian Davis's offer, that's still at the stage where Bank of America is going to be reviewing it before it gets passed on to the NFL. So Josh Harris's deal is a little further down the road in the process than Brian Davis's deal. So, you could call it first come, first serve, whatever you want to call it. But I don't see anybody overbidding anything in the NFL by $1 billion. Not $1 billion. I don't see that happening.
Let's call it what it is, Dave. I'm going to call it exactly what it is. It's called, we don't want a minority ownership in the NFL. Because guess what, Dave? When you have a minority, remember we complained about black coaches, and what did they say when you own a team, you can hire who you want. So normally you hire people that you feel comfortable around. You hire people you know. So if there's an African American owner, you cannot get mad if he brings in a black coach, a black GM. It can be all black, and nobody can get mad at the decisions that he makes. Guess what? To alleviate having to deal with that, don't give him the team. Now everybody said, well, Magic Johnson's with the Harris Group. Yeah, but Magic Johnson is not he won't be the majority owner.
He's not the majority owner.
He'll be just like he was with the Dodgers, which is great. He's great with the Dodgers, but guess what? He's still not he don't own 51%. We need an African American or minority to own 51% of the teams. And that's what Brian Davis would do. Brian Davis would own the majority, so he can call. Guess what he'll be able to do? He can be like, hey, Dave, come, I need you to be on this. Tony, I need you to do this. They don't want that because guess what? Now we will be under heavy scrutiny of why would they put the TD report on there. But why not?
Why not? I agree.
Today is all about respect. I don't know why I wrote out the bit about respect and the lack of it. Because I'm tired of getting on here week in and week out like everybody else has better opinions than us or they know the game more than us. Listen, I'll put us against anybody. And it's no disrespect because I'm not going to disrespect them. But to sit up here and not get this guy, Brian Davis, I don't know him personally, but not to give him an opportunity when he's putting more money on the table. He's putting more money on the table. Guess what? If somebody come by my house and somebody give me $6 million and they next person want to give me $7 million, I'm gonna go with the one that got $7 million.
Sure.
That's simple mathematics.
We've seen in pro sports, we've seen situations where the guy that should have gotten the team didn't get the team. We saw this happen to Reggie Jackson. He had Bill Gates behind him. He was just trying to buy the Mariners. He wasn't even trying to buy the Yankees.
It happened to Floyd Little. It happened to Floyd Little with Tampa Bay.
He's trying to buy the Mariners. Yeah, exactly. So
no,
we've seen this before in pro sports. In the end, it's the Billionaire Boys Club. It's always been like that. It's literally the He-Man Woman Haters Club. That's literally what NFL ownership is. It's a bunch of kids, okay, and their little toys. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I mean, I hate to say it like that. I know they're grown men. I know that they're businessmen. They make billions of dollars. They're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. But literally, it is one of the most exclusive boys clubs in the world. Okay, it's the only way. Look at this. The only way that women get to own NFL teams is if their daddy owned it before they did and gave it to them, or their husband owned it and then he dies. Yeah. And then they get to own the team.
But guess what, Dave? We've had more women owners than we've had black.
We've had more women owners than black people. That's right. And we are going to see, and what the NFL is dealing with now, and Roger Goodell has talked about this, what we are seeing is the values of the NFL teams are getting so high, okay, that it's harder for people to buy in. Even rich people have a hard time buying in. Or if you're going to sell the team or disperse it amongst family if you die, or you just say, hey, I'm going to get out of the business. I'm going to give this to my family. The family's got to come up with the money. You want to hear something crazy? You know how much the Dallas Cowboys cost the last time the Cowboys changed hands? That would have been when Jerry bought it in what, 88?
150 million?
On the nose, Tony, down to the penny, 150 million. Guess how much the Bears cost when they changed hands?
$100.
Exactly. That was an interfamily transfer. The Pittsburgh Steelers,
they bought the team for $100.
The Pittsburgh Steelers cost what? $25,000?
$2,500.
$2,500. And I'm gonna tell you something. God is my witness. I'm 52 years old. I could live to be 104. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to ever come out of the Rooney family name in my lifetime. Not going to happen. The Mara family in New York, same way. Same stinking way. There are about 5 NFL teams right now that will never come out of the family name that they're currently under. I'll give you another one. As much as the people in St. Louis hated them, the Bidwills, the Cardinals, they ain't never selling that team. Ever. Ever. How many times have the Cardinals moved, Tony? 4? 3, 4 times? Mm-hmm. It's crazy, right?
Chicago.
Yep, I'm talking about the Chicago Cardinals.
Yeah, Chicago Cardinals to St. Louis.
Phoenix.
From St. Louis. Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah, from St. Louis to Arizona.
To Arizona. Phoenix. And then they became the Phoenix. Yeah. The Bidwills will. Now, I'll be honest with you. When the Bolins sold the Broncos, I was shocked. But there must have been something behind that. I thought that would always stay in the family. I always feel like whenever one of the Rooneys passes on or somebody dies or something, I think, okay, which son or nephew is going to take the team now? Because I just don't ever see them going outside of those families. But Jody, you make a great point, man. As always, why not us? But the thing is, to own an NFL team, if you're a black person, all right, a black man, for example, or even a black woman, if Oprah Winfrey wanted to buy a team, you have to be worth, to be the principal owner of an NFL franchise, you have to be worth somewhere between $20 and $50 billion, somewhere in there. And the reason I say that is because you need that $2 billion cash. If the team is whatever the sales price of the team is, you have to be able to put down 30% cash, and then you finance the rest, right, if you want to. So if you're worth $1 billion, if you're Oprah Winfrey, she's worth about $1.5 billion, something like that. For her to own a team, Oprah is going to have to get other people to come in with her. Okay, she's going to have to get, I don't know, somebody like Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, people like that to come in there with her, because she can't put down $2.1 billion and then have anything else to run the team. That's what minority ownership, in terms of minority, I mean in terms of percentages, that's what you need to run a team. So for somebody like Jeff Bezos, who's worth what, 200 billion? Something like that. $2 billion for him liquid He doesn't have to sell anything. It's in his. It's in between the couches and it's in between the couch cushions. $2 billion. What are you talking about here? Okay, this is a guy that basically has bought Crystal City, Virginia, and he's going to try to turn it into Amazon World. Okay, so, and he's going to do it. He just hasn't done it yet. But you guys understand what I'm saying? For you to come up with $2 billion cash, okay, another guy, Byron Allen, he's already approved financially by the NFL to be part of an ownership group or to own a team. Even he would have to sell multiple networks, TV networks, for him to have the $2 billion cash to put in a $6 billion bid on a team. Now, he could go look for a team that might cost less, but teams now are saying to themselves, well, shit, if the Commanders are worth $6 billion, if the Commanders are worth $6 billion, what are the Patriots worth? What are the Cowboys worth? What are the Chiefs worth? And the Chiefs are winning Super Bowls. Hell, what are the Eagles worth at $6 billion? I mean, if Washington's worth $6 billion, forget that. What are the Giants worth? You could look at the entire NFC East. You might have 3 of the 5 most lucrative franchises in all of sports. You literally could. There's no way if the Commanders are worth $6 billion, they're worth more than Dallas. Ain't no way. There's no way.
I struggle with the fact that when Cleveland Browns was bought by Jimmy Haslam, nobody batted an eye when he was the sole owner of buying that franchise. Nobody fought him. Nobody came in with another bid to buy Cleveland. But it's like when a guy like Byron Allen and a guy like Brian Davis try to buy it, all of a sudden everybody becomes interested in football. All of a sudden Jeff Bezos won a football team. All of a sudden the Waltons won a football team. Don't y'all own Wally World? What now? Y'all like football? It is awfully ironic that everybody started liking football when a black man want to buy the doggone team.
Hey, man.
Now everybody's a football fan.
Now all Walmart want to do is sell socks. Right. They want to sell tube socks. That's all they want to do.
Dave, I never heard anybody go against Jimmy Haslam when they tried to buy the Browns. He just bought the Browns like 7 or 8 years ago. I never heard anybody. Jeff Bezos had that money 7 or 8 years ago.
Sure, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody. He went and bought the Milwaukee Brewers, and nobody batted an eye that he bought a whole franchise. He bought it last year.
You ain't never gonna see. Here's the other thing, and about Jeff Bezos. If you're watching the show, Jeff, I'm a little disappointed in you, bro. You ain't put in no bids on nothing. You just been sitting there acting like you about to do something. You know what I'm saying? You got to come in here and save these Washington fans, man. Because right now, you have Washington fans here, Jody, that are actually planning a victory parade for when Dan Snyder is officially not the owner. When have you ever heard that in sports? Now, listen, I know when Art Modell left Cleveland, I know Cleveland fans were mad. They were ready to burn his house down, okay? Like, they told him, don't ever come back. Because he took the team and he took their team and took them to Baltimore, right?
Never come back. Ever
okay. Who are the owners that took the Colts out of Baltimore? Who is that?
Irsay.
The Irsays? The Irsays better not ever come back to Baltimore.
Yeah, they can't even use that shipping company.
They can't use the Mayflower shipping company no more. Yeah, don't come back here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the Colts when they left, the Colts were terrible when they left town. And Baltimore's still mad about that. And Baltimore had the team.
Hey, dude, listen, man. I'm so disappointed in Baltimore. I'm disappointed in those folks up there because I thought they were better than that. But
I did too.
They showed me in 17, and now you showed me in 23 who you really are. And that's fine.
It's ugly. Tony.
If y'all fools actually think Joe Flacco was the reason y'all won the Super Bowl, well, they gave you a little sample. When the Marines and the Army
Jim Caldwell
leave the beach,
it was Jim Caldwell.
The Navy and the Air Force can't do nothing without the Marines and the Army.
It was Jim Caldwell.
Who Ray Lewis and Ogden and all those dudes were. Oh,
please come back, Jim Caldwell.
Navy looks real good when they can unload that ship and let the Marines run out. But when they ain't got no Marines on that ship,
I wish
They
Jim
just a ship
Caldwell would
going
call the
by.
plays for the Ravens.
They ain't doing nothing. And what I'm telling you, Joe Flacco stole a jet. He had y'all believe it.
Tony, can I tell y'all a story about the Marine Corps real quick?
It was Jim Caldwell.
Back in 91, when they were at Desert Storm, the Army Commandant wrote the Army Commander, General Schwarzkopf. He wrote the Marines and said, "Can y'all please stop? Because we want to catch up." Because the Marines had already wiped everybody out. They said, "Can y'all please stop? We didn't need nobody else but the Marines. I'm a Marine. We didn't need the Army. We didn't need the Air Force or the Navy.
Wait.
No,
you need the Navy. You need the Navy because when y'all go to fight, the Navy always gives you boys a ride.
Listen what I'm saying. I give you that. But what I'm saying is this is a true story. The commandant at the time was Colonel Schwarzkopf, or whatever his name. I'm sorry if I mess up your name. He was over the Army. He called the Marine Corps commandant and said, "Can y'all please slow down? Can y'all please?" Because we was tearing everything up. So what Tony
that's the Marines.
is right. That Raven defense was tearing everything up, and somebody called Joe Flacco like, "Hey, you need to catch up and do something because we in trouble." You know what I'm saying?
And he had the helm by himself, and he missed 3 out of 4 years, and then he was going on 4 out of 5 until Lamar saved him. And then all of a sudden, everybody get all fuzzy inside. We don't like football for a whole year, and Lamar come up the next year. Oh, we like football again. Go to hell. Go back to your cave or wherever you from. And if you ain't with us, if you ain't with the people who are looking at these football players and not judging them and taking pot shots at his race and messing with him, I'm done with them, man. Look, we own the stadium. That stadium ain't owned by the Ravens, it's owned by the state. So,
hey guys, we've got about 8 or 9 minutes left. Can I run down the NBA playoffs real quick? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Lightning round, if you don't mind. Hey guys, listen. NBA playoffs just kicked off, okay, just this weekend. And there are 5 series going on that I think you guys need to be keeping an eye on, just right off the jump. In the East, Milwaukee Bucks, the 1 seed, up against the Heat at the 8 seed. The Heat took game 1 in Boston. The Heat are up 1-0, so they have home court advantage. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to win the next 3.
Wait a minute. Did he play who?
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah. The Heat are up 1-0, and that should not have happened. But Tyler Hero for the Heat looks like a broken hand. That's going to put him out for the playoffs. So Jimmy Butler's going to have to do something crazy in order for them to keep pace.
Too.
In the East, interesting playoff series. I'm not going to run down all of them. We only have about 8 or 9 minutes. I'm just going to go over the biggies. 4-5 series. Cavaliers against the Heat. Knicks are up 1-0. That's going to be an interesting series to watch. The Knicks, for the first time in the last, 15, 20 years, are good. They're interesting to watch. They have a legitimate chance to advance in the playoffs. But the Cavaliers are sitting on a very, very good team, a top 4 team in the East. They're up and coming, and Donovan Mitchell is playing lights out. I really enjoy that series. If you want to watch a good series, turn that one on. Let's move out to the West. There are really 3 good series in the West that you need to keep an eye on. 4-5 series. Los Angeles Clippers and Kawhi Leonard against the Suns. 5 seed. Clippers won game 1, up 1-0. You've got Russell Westbrook. You've got Kawhi Leonard. Veteran team there. Kind of an over-the-hill gang kind of thing going on. And you've got the Suns, who've been the perpetual bridesmaid and never the bride. They were what, Tony? 15 minutes away from a championship 2 seasons ago. They're looking at their championship window closing. This is going to be an interesting series. Keep an eye on that one. Suns Clippers. My favorite series, the 3 seed Sacramento Kings are up 1-0 on Golden State, who are the 6 seed. They finally have Klay Thompson back, a little bit healthier than he has been in the past 4 years. Okay, they're literally pulling the gang back together for one last heist. And we're going to see if Golden State can muster another series victory. But you've got to give Mike Brown coaching the Sacramento Kings, with De'Aaron Fox, a lot of credit for being a 3 seed in a very loaded up East. okay? And the piece de resistance, Memphis Grizzlies, the 2 seed, up against your Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James, the 7 seed. The Lakers take game 1, and we looking at Ja Morant, and that wrist wasn't looking so good. So we have a potential. There have been talk, and you've heard it on other stations, you won't hear it here, that the Lakers could possibly run the table and win the West. I don't subscribe to that. Don't believe it. But do watch this series and see how the young Grizzlies do against a Lakers team that, hey, they got nothing else to lose. Okay, they've got everything to gain and nothing to lose here. And LeBron James is running out of. Don't do it, Tony. Who's stealing checks? Who's stealing checks?
Hey, look, them dudes from the Lakers are dressed more like we dress today than they are dressed in the uniform.
Hey, listen, look. Anthony Davis is like a Ford. Fix or repair daily. That's what that means. That's what Ford means. Found on roadside dead. I don't know how Anthony Davis even survived his honeymoon. I really don't. He can't handle no physical activity. That Joker better not retire and be mowing his lawn. He gonna bust into a million pieces out there in his front yard. Come on, man.
I'll put it like this. Hey, fellas. Until I see the Golden State Warriors are eliminated from the playoffs, it's the Golden State Warriors championship to win. Until I see and somebody say, Jody, Golden State is eliminated, I still like Golden State to win it all.
Hey, they're the defending champs.
I'm with you, Jody.
And if Golden State happens to win this year, can we say that Steph Curry is more elite than LeBron James?
Uh-oh. See, now you're gonna get all the LeBron sexuals to call the show and flood up the lines. No, I'm serious.
Let's talk turkey.
Hey, Jody, you live in Ohio. You need to stop that, man. You can't be going to Ohio
y'all know I keep it all the way real. Hey, email me at the TD Report. Holla at me. Listen, check this out. If the whole time Steph Curry's been in the league, LeBron James has been in the league. The whole time LeBron James has been in the league, so has Steph Curry. Steph Curry has beat LeBron James for 3 of his championships.
Correct.
3. LeBron James has only beat him 1 time.
That was a hell of a time, though, man.
Some people say it was Kyrie Irving's shot that did it.
Listen, LeBron James is a phenomenal player. But why are we looking over Steph Curry's accomplishments? Now, mind you, Steph Curry.
It's because he's light skinned. That's what it is. It's because he's light skinned. It's light skin bias.
Steph Curry,
we need to talk about that in sports. It's because he's light skinned. Y'all hate him.
Listen, everyone, his starting lineup, he had nobody that was drafted higher, that except for Andrew Bogus, that was drafted higher than 7. Klay Thompson was a late first rounder. Draymond Green was a second rounder. Steph Curry was a 7 pick overall. That's their nucleus right there. You want to throw Andrew Wiggins, who was the first pick, but Andrew Wiggins, he wasn't with that nucleus. He won 1 last year, but they won 3 without them. So basically what I'm saying, LeBron James has played with the likes of Dwayne Wade. He played with the likes of Kyrie Irving. He played with the likes of Anthony Davis. He's had all these premier Chris Bosh.
Kevin Love.
The list goes on. I'm not taking anything away from LeBron James, but for the teams LeBron James had, he had better teams than Golden State outside of the time they had Kevin Durant.
Everybody on that list that you talked about with LeBron is a cut below Dwayne Wade as a teammate.
Yeah.
That was the best teammate he ever had. And I'd say Kyrie Irving, too. Kyrie Irving is a big cut below what Dwayne Wade was as a teammate. Yes, he was, too. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Oh, damn.
He won a title without – he won a title. He basically carried what was left of Shaq to a championship.
That is true. And
Shaq was on his last legs.
And he did it.
Championship in Miami.
And he did it before LeBron James did it.
Think about it. Pat Riley had to come out of the owner's box, came out of the GM box to take over the team and be coach. That's how bad it was. Okay, and coach them to a championship. That says a lot to me. That tells me if they had a competent coach, Pat Riley stays up in the owner's box and does his job as GM. Once you have to say, you know what, I'm going to have to take over here. Okay, as the GM, your team had problems. You were on the way down the tubes. Okay, Shaq was done. He was finished as a top shelf player. By the time he got to Miami, he was done. Okay,
right.
And Shaq will tell you that. He'll tell you that.
Hey, Shaq stole the ring.
He stole. Well, he didn't. He hitched a ride for a ring.
Gary
stole
Payton.
the ring.
It ain't pay no gas money.
Hey,
It ain't pay no gas money.
Gary Payton
stole the ring.
I found it. Did I hit it right? He got to ride to the 7-Eleven. He got to ride to that 7-Eleven down Landover Road. He ain't put no gas in the tank. He just hitched a ride.
So he got an Uber.
And look,
They didn't have Uber back then.
Look, Antoine Walker was finished. Gary Payton was finished. Jason Williams was finished.
Done.
Phil O'Neal was finished.
Done.
Come on.
And they were literally the over the hill gang.
Yeah, that team, they had James Posey was finished.
James Posey.
That's what I'm saying. All these guys were pretty much finished when they won that championship.
They were all finished. Oh, I'll tell you what. Was Udonis Haslem on that team? Wasn't he the young dude?
He was. I think he was in his second year when they won it. I think it was in his second year because people don't realize that Udonis Haslem went overseas and played before he got on the Miami Heat.
If Udonis Haslem was on that team, Udonis was even old enough. He was barely old enough to drink. Hey man, it's been a great show. Rock messing around with y'all. I want to make sure everybody does this. Go to the TD Report website. Check out Jody's articles on these cornerbacks and get back to us and let us know what you think.
TD Report.
Yeah, TD Report. Hey, also watch these NBA playoffs and definitely keep your eye on that Sacramento Golden State series. We will be talking about that again because Kings are up 1-0. It ain't gonna end up like that. They're not sweeping nobody. Golden State will be back. Okay, should be an interesting NBA playoffs. Everybody, we appreciate you. Have a great week. When are we back again, Tony? Next week, Monday, or are we going on Thursday?
I'm not sure because when you guys
let's do Thursday.
Go to our report and catch Jody's articles.
Just read the articles and get back. We'll get back to you on the show. But check out the articles, everybody.
Let's do Thursday because Jalen Hurts. We ain't done talking about that young man. He should be honored. He should. And that young lady,
let's do it. Fair enough.
His agent, she needs to be honored. That African American woman, that queen, did her thing, and he has an all-female financial team.
Absolutely.
So that's showing you that anybody can do this. Quit limiting it to just what y'all used to seeing, America.
I can appreciate that.
To start putting people out there that can make things happen.
Great food for thought there, Jody. Appreciate y'all. Great stuff. We'll see you on Thursday.
Right.
Later.
See you guys. Hey, make sure you guys check us out. TDReport.com, thetdreport.com. Check out all our articles. Catch us. Remember, we're going to be here on draft night. Draft night from our website. You got to go to our website, thetdreport.com, and check us out. We're going to be on draft night. We're going to carry you through the first round, Thursday, April 27th, and then we're going to take you all the way through the round 7 on Saturday. All right, thanks.